What's up, you guys? It's Ben and welcome to the channel where we talk about everything that is related to selling on Amazon. So if you're interested in these sort of videos, consider subscribing. For today's video, what I wanted to do is talk to you about Christmas sales and give you a few valuable tips that I wish somebody gave me on my first year of Christmas. Now, you may be feeling overwhelmed. As you can imagine, Christmas sales are going to be going through the roof on Amazon. So for some of you guys who are getting 5 orders a day, 10 orders a day at the moment, you will potentially start an increase 20 and 30, which can seem to be quite overwhelming. Obviously, it's very joyful and you're very grateful for it, but at the same time, it's quite a stressful experience too. So with these tips, I hope to relieve that stress as much as possible and prepare you for what's to come. Now, before we begin, I just wanted to show you something quite interesting. We usually do for product research, Google Trends research, okay? We want to see what does the trend is for this particular product. Well, sometimes I actually like to type in the word Amazon into Google Trends and see how much people search for Amazon on Google as well. And as you can see previously, if I just scroll down, every single Christmas there has been a noticeable spike, as you can imagine. However, given this year we have had COVID and still have it, there's also been another spike in around March and April time. But very, very interestingly, I believe because of the current lockdown and a lot of shops are going bankrupt, we are seeing now an even higher demand for goods on Amazon than ever before. The current search peak that we have for Amazon is actually greater than it has ever been before on the UK marketplace, which just goes to show how much of an opportunity there is for us Amazon FBA sellers to make as much money as possible. So with that being said, my first tip for you guys is to review your current listings. Okay, now what do I mean by that? As it comes to closer to Christmas, make sure to look at your product title and key features to include words such as Christmas. As you can see here, I have an example of birthday, Christmas gift, Xbox fan, and so on. You'd be amazed of how many basically customers out there have no idea what they're shopping for, so they type in very generic words such as gifts for children, gifts for boys, gifts for gamers, Christmas gifts, cheap gifts, and so those sort of things really. So make sure in your title and key features to put in those words as well, so your listing can start appearing for those very generic search terms. And sometimes you'll actually be amazed that once you rank high for those search terms, that will be your most valuable search term and you will make the most money out of it as well, which is the case for one of my biggest selling products. It's actually my biggest selling product at the moment, where the search term has nothing to do with the actual product itself. It's a much more generic search term, which is great. And if you want to make it even better for yourself, consider updating one of the pictures as well, including the text such as, you know, perfect for Christmas, perfect for a gift, and so on in the images. Because remember, customers look at the images first and then they read the title and the key features after. Okay, so if you update your images, you should start to see an even bigger increase in your sales going forward. Next up, my next tip would be to rank and just basically have a look at your PPC campaigns very, very closely. All of us, when we start off selling on Amazon, we have to use some sort of a launch strategy, and majority of us will use PPC campaigns. Now, in this sort of Q4, you may start to see a big change in your advertising budget costs, okay? Sometimes they will go through the roof and you have to make sure to manage that. In that case, if they go through the roof, make sure to reduce your bid per click on every single keyword to make sure that you don't run out of budget too quickly. The worst case that you guys can do is basically overbid for a particular keyword and run out of budget by midday. Make sure if that is happening, reduce your bids by as little as 10 pence and see how well your advertising campaigns do. Sometimes they may not do as well and you may actually realize that you're bidding for a very competitive keyword and now all of a sudden you're being outbidded by everybody else on the marketplace, in which case you might have to increase your campaign budget and the click basically cost per click as well. And on that note, make sure, guys, that you review your cash flow around Christmas time as well. And that is my third tip. That is very, very important as well. What do I mean by that? Basically, if you're not already aware, Amazon takes a while to pay you back for your sales. Okay, so this is the problem that I had quite a few 2 years ago now. Actually, is basically I sold out my stock very, very, very quickly. Okay, it literally flew very quickly, and what happened was is that I didn't have enough money to restock in time, and right at the peak of Christmas sales, one of my best products on my first year was completely out of stock, and I did not have enough money to restock because I was waiting for Amazon to pay me for the sales that I have made. So make sure to look out for this and make sure to have some money set aside for potential restocking if your products pick up very, very quickly. Okay, and on that note, given the fact that things move very quickly around Christmas time, consider air shipping. Okay, what do I mean by that? Now, when it comes to shipping, majority of us will be doing sea shipping and train shipping throughout the year. It is a lot slower, but it's a lot cheaper as well. However, now given that we're at the end of November, sea shipping and and train shipping, excuse me, is not going to work for the simple reason it's just too slow. By the time the products arrive, it will be 2021, and with Brexit come along and all the congestion that's going on at the moment in UK ports, we don't know how long they will take for those products to come in. So what you need to do is consider air shipping. Now, I understand it is going to be more expensive and you may have to reduce your profit margins. However, what you can do is then it's better to still have products selling and making 50p per product effectively than have nothing at all and being completely out of stock, which is what happened to me. Okay, I did not consider air shipping, and quite frankly, a couple of years ago I didn't even have any money to buy the product until I got paid as well. Okay, so that's my next tip effectively. Also, you must understand that some of your products will be doing really well. So in my personal opinion, the fifth tip here is start to slowly increase the prices. As you start to reduce your volume of inventory, once you go back below 500, 400, you really have to calculate how many days left of inventory do you have. And if it's running dangerously low, you want to reduce your advertising spend first, and also increase your prices so you can squeeze as much profit as possible out of every single item. Okay, if you're going to run out of stock, at least you know for a fact that you've made the most amount of money out of each and every single product. Now, what you can't do is two things. Number one, increase the price too quickly. Say you're selling something for £10 and the next day you're selling something for £15, because that will, from my experience, reduce your ranking tremendously straight away and kill your sales completely. What you also can't do is increase your price too slowly either, because those sales may not actually even register, and basically by the time you get by £1 or £1.50, you'll see another 50 units down. So you want to make sure that you consistently increase your price by 50p to £1 every single time, and go and try and squeeze as much money as possible. And this is actually a great time for you to test out what price can you really sell your products, because what you may find is that you increase the price by £1, yet the sales are still the same. You might increase it by another £1 and the sales still stay the same, which is really good, because then you know you can keep your price at that for good even after Christmas, because the sales don't tend to go down with the increase in price, which is a very, very nice thing to have. Now, last thing that I wanted you guys to know, and thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video, is it's all about pre-planning, thinking ahead. Okay, we're thinking right now all about Christmas sales and trying to make as much money as possible, but there is also another holiday that you guys have to be aware of, and it's not here in the UK. The holiday is actually in China, and that is the Chinese New Year. For you guys that haven't sold before and they're just starting off this year, you have to be aware of the Chinese New Year, which starts on the 12th of February in 2021. What that means for us is the Chinese, all of our suppliers are going to go on holiday for about 2 weeks. So just like we have Christmas and New Year, they have Chinese New Year around mid-February, and this is where it's impossible to get a hold of them, get anything sent out of China. China completely shuts down for a couple of weeks effectively. So what you want to make sure is pre-plan. If you're going to order some products before, make sure you do it before Chinese New Year, because if you do it after, you're going to have to wait another 2 weeks on top of that. So pre-order, make sure you pre-plan, have your cash flow in check, and understand that this is a very busy and quite a stressful period of time coming up right now, right up until the end of February, when everything hopefully will calm back down. We will have more clarity around Brexit. The Christmas and New Year and the Chinese New Year is going to be behind us, and hopefully the COVID is going to be behind us as well, fingers crossed. And then it will go back to business. Right now is a stressful time, and I'm here with you as well. There's so many difficulties that all of us are experiencing at the moment. So if you are experiencing difficulty, don't worry, you're definitely not by yourself. It's just something that makes us better sellers and teaches us and gives us the experience to prepare for next year, which obviously will be even better and better given the fact that you'll have more and more products. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you guys found it useful. If you do have any questions or comments, please don't forget to comment down below. If you did like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.